Hello dear students. Now we are moving to the other figures of speech. Figures of speech based on contrast. Up till now we have already covered the 10 figures of speech. Now we are going for the 11th one. Now whatever figure of speech we are going to do now, they are going to based on contrast. They are contradictory to each other. The first one we will take, that is antithesis. In antithesis, there are two opposite ideas which are put together in a sentence to achieve a contrasting effect. Let us see the examples. Neil Armstrong said, "This is one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." When he stepped on moon, this sentence was said by him. Look at the sentence again. This is one small step. Here we are saying a small step. And then it is for a man, one giant leap. Again there is a giant leap, means huge jump for mankind. So there is a contradiction in the word small step and giant leap. The second one, better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. Reign means to rule and serve means the giving your service. These are the two opposite words, contradictory words, whereas hell and heaven are the contradictions. Man proposes, God disposes. Man and God and proposes and disposes. These are the contradictory words. Patience is bitter, but it has a sweet fruit. Here, bitter and sweet, these two are the opposite words. So you have seen that there are two opposite words in a single sentence, but they give the same meaning. Let us go for the another figure of speech, that is called paradox. Paradox means it's a statement that appears to be absurd. Absurd means odd or self-contradictory, but it is actually true or valid. It means that it may be heard that you are speaking something very odd, but actually it has its own meaning. It is true and valid. For example, the first one, the child is the father of the man. How can the child become the father of the man? But there is a hidden meaning that whatever is inculcated in the child, he comes up as an adult, and that is why it is said that the child is the father of the man, because he gives a birth to an adult. Second one, change is the only constant in life. Everything other than change is temporary. Only the change is there which is called the constant in life. Your enemy's friend is your enemy. Here, enemy's friend we are discussing, but we are at the same time telling he is your enemy. See the contradiction here. Ignorance is strength. It's always not good to be wise. Sometimes if you're ignorant, it is the power you have and you can escape many situations. Next one is war is peace. War is for peace. Actually, war is always violent, but many a times the war is fought to bring down peace. If we see the other one, that is in William Shakespeare's Hamlet, he said, "I must be cruel to be kind." That means that one has to be cruel if you want to be kind. It's not always that the situations are in your side. You have to be sometimes cruel to become the kind person. Our next figure of speech is irony. Irony means it's a situation that is very strange or funny because things happen in a way that seems to be the opposite of what you expected. I'm repeating, it is a situation which is very strange, or sometimes it can be funny, humorous, because whatever way they are taking place, it is the just the opposite what you have expected. There are two types of irony: situational irony and verbal irony. Situational irony is that state of affairs in which an event that seems deliberately contrary to what one expects and often wryly amusing as a result. Wryly means it is a humorous result. It creates a humorous result sometimes and very amusing also. For example, it's a situation. See the example. A fire station burns down. The fire station, the work of the fire station is what? To put off the fire. but here it itself has burnt down. Next one, important files at police station got robbed. Police is for security and the police station here is robbed. It is a situational irony. It can happen. A marriage counselor files for divorce. The marriage counselor who is connecting everybody through the marriage and all, but he himself is filing a case of divorce. Next is verbal irony. It can be also called as sarcasm, overstatement, or understatement. Verbal irony means sometimes some situations are such in which you are saying something criticizing in a criticizing manner, or something which is not to be exaggerated but you are exaggerating it, you are over explaining it, or sometimes you are understatement you are giving. For example, some situations are there which should be explained in a proper way, but you are ignoring certain things. Let us clear it more through the examples. Basically, it occurs when a speaker speaks something contradictory to what he intends to say. See the example. How nice, she said when I told her I had to work all weekend. See, all weekend if you are working, it is not to be nice, but she said it is very nice. How nice. So there is a sarcasm, there is a criticism. So it is this example of verbal irony. Next one, it's a some lines from a poem. Water, water everywhere, and all the boats did shrink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. See the situation. The poet is telling water is there everywhere. So much of water is there that even the ship shrink. But water, water everywhere. Lack of ample of water is there. Instead of so much water, there is hardly any drop to drink. So it is showing that it is a situation in which the poet is struck in a sea or in an ocean in which the water is salty. There is ample of water to make something drowned, but you cannot use it for drinking. Another is a situation you see in a conversation when first person is saying, I wasn't going to eat the cake, you know. Listening to this, what the second person is telling, he knows the situation. Interesting. That's what it looked like you were doing, but I just must have been mistaken. Means that second person knows that he was eating. The first person was caught while eating the cake, but he wants to escape and he wants to hide that, and that is why he gave the reason that he wasn't going to eat the cake. So second person did not want to put him in some embarrassing moment. He said that yes, it seemed that you were eating and that was my mistake that I thought that you were eating. Actually, you were not eating. So there is a humor. Our next figure of speech is hiasmus. Pronounce with me, students. It's not chiasmus, it is hiasmus. Hiasmus means the words, grammatical constructions or concepts which are repeated to reverse the order. The second half is inverted of the first one. The literal meaning is a crosswise arrangement. For example, beauty is truth, truth is beauty. The same words are mostly inversed. Work is worship and worship is God. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. One must eat to live, not live to eat. It is many a time said because of the emergency or because of the intensity you want to show, you want to emphasize something. In such situations, we are just inversing the words to give a proper meaning and proper importance to our statement. Yes, students, now our next figures of speech which we are going to do are based on words, choice or order for emphasis. Let us take the first one, that is the 15th figure of speech, hyperbole. It is hyperbole. Hyperbole means the exaggerated statements to show the intensity or urgency. Exaggerated statement means in which you are giving much importance and you are telling a statement in a very you are drafting it in a long manner, you are exaggerating it. Let us see. I haven't met you for ages. It shows that for ages you cannot survive, but here for ages shows that the time span for how long you have not met him. Second example, I am dealing with million issues. It shows that million issues shows that there are so many issues that I cannot describe to you, and that is why it is said million issues. The river of blood flooded in the battlefield. In the battlefield, there was so much bloodshed that it seemed that the river of blood flooded it. So, this is all called hyperbole. The other figure of speech is understatement, which is just the opposite of hyperbole. Understatement is sometimes some things are shown lesser importance or are smaller in degree shown than in their real importance. As in hyperbole, we have seen that we are giving more importance to certain things. Here there are very less importance is given to actually whatever importance is there we are not giving, and we are giving it very lesser importance. For example, Shakespeare is a good writer. We all know that Shakespeare is a great writer, but instead of saying great, we said just good writer. Next one, having your leg broken is somewhat painful. When you don't want to give much importance to somebody, then you may say this, because having your leg broken, when somebody's leg breaks, then it pains a lot, but here it is said somewhat painful. Let us see to the other examples. Bill Gates is financially secure. We know that Bill Gates is one among the richest person in the world, but here it is said that Bill Gates is financially secure. So, we are giving very less importance to the financial security of Bill Gates. Next example is, it stings a bit. When there is a serious wound, you are telling it stings only a bit. Next is, deserts are sometimes hot, dry and sandy. We all know that deserts are always hot, dry and sandy, but we are giving very less importance to our statement and telling that sometimes it is hot, dry and sandy. Such statements we can use sometimes ignoring the people, ignoring the situations, and also to motivate somebody, not to showing them the extremity of the situation. Next one is litotes. Litotes is, it is an ironic understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by the negative of the contrary. Actually, in this sentence, we want to say a positive sentence, but we use the negation words, we use the negative words in it. For example, the ice cream is not bad. Actually, I want to say that ice cream is good, but some people have the habit of speaking such statements. Next is, he is hardly an Einstein. He is a scientist, but he cannot compare to be an Einstein. Hardly is a negation here. The man is no fool. It means he has some knowledge, he has some wisdom. Fourth example is, you are not doing badly, means you are doing quite good. And the last one is, she is not unlike her mother. See, in this sentence there are two opposite words, two negative words, not and unlike. Unlike is also a negative word. Unlike means not like. So, two negative words are there, makes a positive one, means she is like her mother.